Here's something they'll never tell you in those relationship advice columns. The person who left you didn't stop loving you because of what you said, what you did, or who you became. They left because your smell changed. I know that sounds insane, but every breakthrough in attraction psychology over the last decade points to one uncomfortable truth. We are still animals, guided by invisible chemical signals we can't consciously detect. And right now, while you're analyzing text messages and replaying arguments, your ex's brain is quietly, desperately searching for something it can't name. Your scent signature. The biological code that once made you irresistible. This is the story of how you lost it and how to get it back. The women didn't choose randomly. They were magnetically drawn to the scent of men whose immune systems were most different from their own. Not similar, different. This is called major histocompatibility complex compatibility, or MHC. And here's where it gets dark and beautiful. When you choose a partner with a complementary immune system, your potential children have a better chance of survival. Your body knows this. Your ancient brain is running calculations you'll never be aware of, sniffing out genetic advantage in the cologne aisle, at the gym, across a crowded bar. You think you're choosing someone because they're funny or successful or kind. But underneath, your biology is asking one question. Will our DNA make powerful babies? Imagine this scenario. You meet someone. The attraction is instant, overwhelming, undeniable. You fall in love. Maybe you move in together. Everything is perfect. Then she stops taking birth control. Maybe you're trying for a baby. Maybe she switches to a different method for health reasons. And suddenly, inexplicably, something shifts. She can't explain it. You can't explain it. Therapists can't explain it. But she's no longer attracted to you. Not because you changed, because her hormonal state changed, and with it, her olfactory preferences. The scent she once found irresistible now registers as wrong, incompatible, repulsive. This has happened to millions of couples. Researchers at the University of New Mexico tracked women's scent preferences over time. When women went off hormonal birth control, their attraction to their current partner's scent decreased significantly in 37% of cases. More than 1 in 3 relationships are chemically doomed from the start, built on a foundation of artificial hormones that masked biological incompatibility. And no one tells you this. No one warns you that the person you chose might not be the person your unmedicated biology would have chosen. But here's where this gets interesting for you. Sitting here trying to win someone back. Because pheromone compatibility isn't fixed. It's dynamic. It changes based on your stress levels, your diet, your microbiome, your emotional state. When you were together, when things were good, your scent signature was optimized for attraction. You were relaxed, confident, happy. Your body was producing the exact chemical cocktail that made you irresistible to them. Then came the decline, the arguments, the anxiety, the desperation. And with it, your scent profile shifted. You started smelling like stress, like cortisol, like fear. And their ancient brain registered threat, genetic weakness, must escape. Here's what happened in the final weeks before they left. Every time you were around them, you were in a state of relationship panic. Should I text? Did I say the wrong thing? Why are they pulling away? That panic created a hormonal cascade. Elevated cortisol, decreased testosterone or estrogen, disrupted gut bacteria. Your pheromone profile became a biological red flag. They couldn't articulate why being near you felt wrong. They just knew it did. And every well-meaning attempt you made to fix things, the long talks, the flowers, the promises to change, only increased your stress and made your scent more repellent. So how do you reverse this? How do you become chemically irresistible again? The answer is going to sound too simple, but it's backed by every major study on human pheromones. You have to completely stop caring whether they come back. I know that sounds like spiritual advice, but this is pure biology. The moment you release attachment, your stress hormones plummet. Your body stops producing the chemical markers of desperation. Your natural scent signature returns to its confident, attractive baseline. This is why no contact works. Not because it makes them miss you emotionally, but because it allows your biology to reset. Let me tell you about a study from the University of California, Berkeley. Researchers collected sweat samples from women watching different types of films: horror, romance, comedy. Then they had men smell the samples without knowing the context. Men consistently rated the sweat from women watching comedies as most attractive. The women who were genuinely happy, relaxed, enjoying themselves, their pheromone profile was optimized for attraction. The women watching horror films, experiencing fear and stress, their sweat was rated as unpleasant, anxiety-inducing. Your emotional state literally changes how you smell. This is why every dating coach tells you to work on yourself after a breakup. But they don't explain the mechanism. Here's the mechanism. When you genuinely invest in your own life, new hobbies, new friends, new experiences, your body produces a completely different chemical signature. You start smelling like opportunity, like genetic fitness, like someone who doesn't need them. And that scent is catnip to the same brain that rejected you weeks earlier. Because now you're signaling abundance, not scarcity. Strength, not weakness. Here's the protocol. For the next 30 days, you're going to hack your pheromone profile. First, eliminate stress. Not reduce it, eliminate it. This means no social media stalking, no drunken texts, no casually showing up where they might be. Every time you engage in those behaviors, you spike your cortisol and corrupt your scent. Second, optimize your microbiome. Your gut bacteria directly influence your pheromone production. Probiotic-rich foods, fermented vegetables, kefir, these aren't just good for digestion, they literally change how you smell. Studies show that men who consume probiotics regularly are rated as significantly more attractive by women in blind scent tests. Third, exercise intensely. When you push your body hard, you increase testosterone or estrogen production depending on your sex. These hormones are precursors to some of the most powerful pheromones humans produce. There's a reason why that post-workout glow is attractive. It's not just visual, it's olfactory. Your body is literally broadcasting genetic fitness through scent. Researchers in Prague found that women rated the scent of men's sweat after intense exercise as more attractive than their normal body odor, but only if the men were already in good physical condition. Fitness changes your chemical signature. Fourth, and this is the one no one talks about, spend time around people who find you attractive. Even if you're not interested in them romantically. When you're in the presence of someone who's attracted to you, your body receives that feedback and adjusts your pheromone output accordingly. You start producing more of the chemicals that worked. This is a biological feedback loop. It's why people in happy relationships tend to attract more attention. They're literally surrounded by positive olfactory reinforcement that optimizes their scent profile. You need to recreate that feedback, even artificially. There's a phenomenon in psychology called spontaneous trait transference. When you smell someone's pheromones, your brain doesn't just assess them, it remembers every context in which you encountered that scent before. This is why scent is so powerfully linked to memory. Your ex's brain has an entire library of memories associated with your scent signature. The way you smelled when you first kissed, when you laughed together, when you made love. But recently, those memories have been overwritten by the smell of your stress and desperation. The protocol resets this. When they smell you again after your transformation, their brain searches for a match in its library and finds those early positive associations instead of the recent negative ones. But here's the ethical question we need to address. Should you even want someone back whose attraction to you was this chemically fragile? Here's my answer. Every relationship is chemically mediated. Every single one. The difference is awareness. When you understand the biological forces at play, you can work with them instead of against them. You can maintain the practices that keep your pheromone profile attractive. Stress management, good nutrition, regular exercise, genuine confidence. This isn't manipulation, it's optimization. You're not tricking them into loving you. You're becoming the biological version of yourself that's most compatible with deep attraction. Let me share a case study. A woman I'll call Sarah came to me 6 months after her husband left her. They'd been together 9 years. He couldn't explain why he'd fallen out of love. He just said the spark was gone. Sarah was devastated. Then she told me something crucial. She'd gone off birth control 8 months before he left, after being on it for their entire relationship. The timeline was perfect. She'd been choosing him with artificial hormones, and when her natural biology came back online, it found him incompatible. But here's what Sarah did. She didn't beg, she didn't pursue. She followed the protocol, eliminated stress, fixed her gut health, started training for a marathon, began salsa dancing classes where multiple men showed interest in her.